Welcome back to Hannity as we continue with 2016 Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump. And also with us, his son Eric joins us. Eric, good to see you too. What do you make of the alliance that has now taken place between John Kasich and Ted Cruz?
Yeah, well, I very much see it as an act of desperation. Listen, they're both not doing well. My father was alluding to it before, but he's winning all the states that you need to win in the general election, right? He's winning New York. He's going to win Pennsylvania tomorrow. He's won so many of them, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. You need to win these states in the general election. He's going to win California by large margins. So, it seems like a very desperate alliance to try and take two candidates that aren't doing that well to kind of band together, and they're still not at his delegate count. So, I don't see it in a positive light. In fact, I kind of view it as negative for both of them, but I guess time will tell.
Do you think the establishment is coordinating an effort to prevent your father from getting the nomination?
Yeah, and I think, listen, we've all seen it for a very long time. I mean, some of the things that they've done are simply unfair. You saw what happened in Colorado. You saw what happened in Louisiana. The man is doing incredible. He has millions and millions of votes ahead. He is such a great guy. Not that means anything, but he's such a great guy. He's been such an amazing father to us. He's such an amazing business guy. I mean, he really will do an amazing job for the American people. And for whatever reason, because he's kind of not inside that little boys club, they don't want him in there. I mean, I very much feel that way. And it doesn't matter. We're going to win it. He's absolutely going to win it. We're going to get to that 1237. He's going to do a great job for this country.
Mr. Trump, illegal immigration really has become in the forefront of this campaign. We have new numbers out today. This was in the Washington Times that we have illegal immigrant families streaming across the border at a record rate, 40% higher than the previous record, which was 2014. They just released these numbers Friday morning. And on top of that, you literally have one of the American men accused in Minnesota of trying to join the Islamic State, wanted to open up routes from Syria to the U.S. through Mexico. When you hear stories like this, what does it say about your thinking about the issue of the border versus some of your opponents, and especially Hillary Clinton and Democrats that want open borders?
Well, Sean, when I announced that I was going to run for president, which is never an easy thing to do, I said, and I brought up the whole subject of illegal immigration. And if I didn't bring it up, Sean, I don't think anybody would even be talking about it right now. And now it's gotten worse and worse, and we have a president that is grossly incompetent, that doesn't know what he's doing. He's allowing this to happen. He wants it to happen, and nobody understands why. Perhaps he does, and maybe, frankly, he doesn't even understand why. But what's going on in this country in so many different ways, but illegal immigration is absolutely outrageous, and that's true. They're pouring across the border. And, last week, you probably saw it, that 16,500 Border Patrol agents endorsed Donald Trump. First time they've ever endorsed a presidential candidate. I'm not even sure if they're supposed to be doing that.
Let me ask
this. But they can't take it anymore. And, of course, Sheriff Joe Arpaio endorsed me also, who is from Arizona, who, as you know, is very tough on the borders. And we have to be very strong. Let people in, but they have to come in legally, Sean.
There are 81,410,000 families in the United States for the year 2015, of which 19.7% of American families where there's not one family member, that's 20%, that have a job, that are working. Yet we keep hearing that the unemployment numbers have gone down. Are we being lied to?
Well, they're phony numbers. When you hear 5% and 5.1%, those were set up years ago by presidents and by politicians to make the country sound better because it sounds good. Our real number is probably over 20%. When you give up looking for a job, they consider you statistically employed. It's absolutely outrageous. And you know what? We just left thousands and thousands of people on stage. I just made a speech, and they wouldn't be here, in all fairness, including borders and everything else, if this economy was good. In Pennsylvania, manufacturing's down 40%. And everywhere else, it's down 40, 50, 60%. Our jobs are leaving our country, and I'm going to stop it. And I can stop it fast. I know how to stop it.
Did you see Governor McAuliffe of Virginia is now going to allow 206,000 felons, including violent felons, the opportunity to vote in this upcoming election? And what's your reaction to that?
I did see it, and Virginia's a very close state. It's very, very close between the various candidates, whoever they may be. I mean, if it's Hillary and even myself, although I think I'm going to do great in Virginia. I employ a lot of people in Virginia. But when you do that, you allow 200,000 of these are serious criminals. These are people that committed serious crimes. You allow them to vote. They're going to vote Democrat. and that throws off the balance totally. And
All right.
I think it's really unfair and not a good thing.
Last question. Your friend Larry Kudlow said he's called for a truce within the Republican Party. Things are very tense right now. Now you have an alliance, Kasich and Cruz, against you. Do you believe at the end of this process, Republicans will come together, unite to defeat Hillary? And I'll ask Eric first, and then you, Mrs. Trump.
Okay.
Well, listen, very much so. If he wins it, he's brought people together his whole life. That's what he does in business every single day. It's what we do when we build projects in America and around the world. I mean, you have to bring people together, and he'll do that as a president. You know, he just spoke in front of two amazing crowds, literally thousands and thousands of people, and you see the love in the room, you see the passion in the room, and these are different people. These are the young, these are the old, these are middle-aged, women, men, Hispanic. I mean, it really ranges broad. He'll bring those people together. You know, you see it every single day. He will do such a phenomenal job. I really mean it, Sean, and there would be no one better in the world to run this country.
Are you confident you can bring the party together in spite of the contentious nature of the primary?
I am. I have no doubt about it. And, you know, if you add up the votes, if you look at Cruz and Kasich together, add it up, they have far fewer delegates than I have. And in terms of total votes, if you add them both up, they have far fewer total votes than I have. So I don't even know what we're talking about here. The whole thing is ridiculous. They failed as candidates. They failed. But I do think this. I do think it's all going to come together. People are calling me that you wouldn't believe wanting to come on. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a unified party, and I'm going to win, and we're going to beat Hillary Clinton badly.
All right. Thank you both for being with us. We appreciate your time.